Hey, it's Annie. Welcome back to my channel. This video is 30 font or lettering ideas which you can put in your bullet journal or in a quote or anywhere you like really. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below if you would like a part 2 to this video. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. So this first font is just really simple. You just write out your word like normal and then in lowercase. Then afterwards you go over the downstrokes. Number 2 is a cursive font with a capital H. And number 3, you just write out your word in lowercase cursive, and then for the shadows you go in with a grey pen or marker. Number 4 is basically just a cursive font but disjointed and disconnected. And for number 5, it's just an elongated, small stretched out lettering. And number 6, you just do 3 little blobs on each side of your lettering, and it's basically easier just to watch for this one. So this one is just faux or fake calligraphy, where you write out your word in cursive and then do an extra line going on the downstrokes. So now for number 8, this time you do your normal lettering and then carry on and do a line underneath and then joining up again on the other side. For number 9, you draw really short in width but long in length letters, if that makes sense. And for number 10, you do basically really thin lowercase bubble writing. So for number 11, you just do all capitals bubble writing and go in the shadows in the back again, making it look like there's another letter or it's behind it or if it's coming off the page, which makes a really cool effect. So for number 12, this is just a geometric letters design. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but you can just see it. For number 13, I just did how I would do normal calligraphy with my brush pens, which I will link down below. For number 14, I did the lettering but with a felt tip, and making sure also to try and go down on the downstrokes, and then afterwards I outlined it with a fine liner, and all of these materials will be linked down below as usual. So for number 15, I used my mild liner, so I chose a blue one, but you can use any highlighter you like, really it will work the same. And I did calligraphy, so changing my grip every time it was the downstroke to make it thicker and making sure the upstrokes were thin. So for these next 2, you basically have to choose 3 colours for an ombre effect. So I chose yellow and 2 greens. So first you start by lettering your word with the lightest colour, and then with the middle or second colour you go over about 2/3 of the letters from the bottom. And as you can see, and then with the last one you do about 1/3, making a sort of ombre effect. So you can obviously choose any colours you like, and you can add more colours just to make it more detailed and do a large ombre. And for number 17, you do exactly the same thing, but the only difference is that you can add dots to make it more of a more detailed gradient effect. So for these next ones, I just wrote out my words in felt tip, and then with a fine line I went over it but more to the left, if that makes sense. And for 19 I did exactly the same but did bubble letters instead. For number 20, I just wrote out the word in and I put it in a little box, and then behind the box I added a drop shadow with my felt tip, but you can use any grey if you'd like to. For number 21, I just wrote out my word in all capitals, but then I made the downstrokes into bubble letters, and well, as you can see, it's probably easier to swatch, and then I coloured in with my felt tip. For this one, I did my word in bubble letters in the mild liner, which again is linked down below with the rest of my supplies. And after that, in the back, I did some shadows with a black fine liner for more emphasis on the letters. So next I wrote my word out in capitals and then went over the bottom in a slightly different shade of the colour I used, so blue. For the next one, I drew out 5 dots in alternating colours and basically one for each letter. So now we're on to number 25. So for this one, I did block letters. I started off by doing bubble writing with my mild line, and then I outlined it, and then I outlined it with my fine liner. Then after that, I added little dashed lines, if that makes sense, in every corner, going in one direction, and joined them up, creating the block effect. It's probably easier just to watch for this one, as it is quite difficult to explain. Next, I did bubble letters once again, but I went in with the shadows with a grey marker. I also added in some white highlights with my white Uniball gel pen, which, as I've said before, will be linked down below with the rest of my supplies in the description. So now for number 27, which is one of my favourites in this whole video actually. So you start off by writing your word in all lowercase and then draw shadow lines for each letter in a felt tip, and then you colour the gaps in, ending at one line, or you can keep going to one point if you like. Up to you. For this one, I played around with some different shapes to have this nice effect, as you can see. So I chose 2 different colours, which were blue and pink. With my brush pens, I went in with different shapes to form the letters. So for number 29, you start off by drawing basic block letters, and then choose which colours you would like to do for an ombre. So I chose a range of different, from like a brown to then yellow, going through reds and oranges. So you start with the darkest colour at the bottom, and you draw a line inside, going inside the letters, and then keep going upwards until you get to the lightest colour, which was my really light yellow. Yes, you have made it to number 30. For this one, you just draw your letters and colour in the gaps in the letters. So I coloured in the E and the O, and then in grey marker you do the shadows. So that's it for today's video. Come back next Wednesday for a brand new video, and comment down below if you would like a part 2. Thanks for watching, bye!